Welcome back to the news at 10. Let's take a look at some business news for the day. Here's Anne Waudu.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News. Africa's richest man, Mr. Aliko Dangote, says his group of companies' expansion into agro-allied production of tomato, rice and sugar locally is the game changer, in line with the federal government's focus on agriculture. He was speaking to financial journalists today at the Nigerian Stock Exchange after he closed the first trading day of the week in company of stock exchange executives, as well as Mr. Femi Otedola and the president of the exchange, Aiboje I. Kimokode. Mr. Dangote, who celebrated his 60th birthday with a closing gong, also gave an update of his ongoing 750,000 barrels per day refinery in Lagos.
I think in our part of business, it's not the refinery, petrochemical, or the fertilizer that is going to really have a major impact. It's the new thing that we've started on agriculture, which is for us as a group in the next 3 years to have 1.2 million tons of sugar, which we are now importing. Taking out foreign exchange is not going to happen anymore by the grace of God in the next 3.5 years. And then we've just signed also to suppliers with rice mills. The rice mills that we have is about 1.5 times the current capacity in the country. It's over 1 million tons, which we hope they will be ready within 1 year. We are putting it on a very, very fast, lane. And we are doing a lot with the farmers. What we are doing today with farmers is to enrich them, giving them seeds, the new seeds, not the ones that they're getting 2 tons per hectare. This one they'll be getting average of 7 to 8 tons per hectare.
The directors of GTBank have restated their commitments to satisfy the growing expectations of customers despite the challenging operating environment. Now, this resolve was made at the annual general meeting of the bank, where shareholders applauded the performance of the management team for the 2016 financial year.
It's Guaranty Trust Bank's directors and shareholders in session. Following an impressive performance in the 2016 operating year with a growth of 37% in profit and a 16% robust performance in loan book, it's time for dividends to be declared. After her speech was adopted, the chairperson, Mrs. Osareti Demuri, announces the board's proposal of ₦1.75.
Directors are proposing the payment of an additional sum of ₦1.75, the ordinary share of 50 kobo as final dividend to shareholders whose names appear in the company's register, bringing the total dividend to be paid for the 2016 financial year to ₦2 per ordinary share of 50 kobo each.
The chief executive, Mr. Segun Agbaje, explains how the bank is able to reward shareholders in spite of the tough operating year.
I think the one bank paid 2 kobo dividend more than us, but we made more profit than the bank in question, which means we are building for the future. I don't think you should be so short-term as to pay out everything you make in the current year, and that building is sustaining for the future and adding value to our cash.
The proposal is approved as management maintains plans to deliver value to shareholders.
And we're excited being at the AGM, and that we even look forward getting a robust interim dividend because of the performance and the expectation from Guaranty Trust Bank.
Expect us to do things properly and to try to maximize return to shareholders. If we make enough money, we will always pay good dividends, and we build for the future, not necessarily the short term. So if I was a shareholder, I think I'd expect this bank to continue to grow and more value to continue to be created.
With a 19.7% growth in total assets, Guaranty Trust Bank's balance sheet remains strong. Other indicators such as low rates of non-performing loans of 3.66% will continue to attract shareholders to the bank.
And as for United Bank for Africa, UBA, it says it is still standing very strong as it has promoted over 3,000 of its staff. At the 55th annual general meeting of the Pan-African Bank held in Lagos, UBA attributed this growth into expansion into other countries, which diversified its portfolio, increasing its earning base. The bank also announced a dividend of 75 kobo per share for all its shareholders.
In addition to board members, auditors and shareholders, chairmen and CEOs of UBA banks across Africa are here for the 55th annual general meeting of the United Bank for Africa, UBA. The enthusiastic crowd takes the chairman's report as read. However, the chairman does have a few remarks attributing the bank's success to its dedicated workforce.
I want you to increase your optimism and your confidence in your institution, and more importantly, in the stock of UBA that you hold in your portfolio.
Gross earnings in the year ended 2016 rose to 383.65 billion naira for the group and 269.90 billion naira for the bank. Profits after tax stood at 72.27 billion naira for the group and 47.54 billion naira for the bank. A dividend of 55 kobo per ordinary share was approved in addition to 20 kobo per ordinary share paid as interim dividend earlier in the year, bringing the total dividend per ordinary share to 75 kobo.
There must be commitment, there must be hard work.
The chairman and board members make it clear that the people they serve are their primary focus.
UBA continues to empower the small and medium-scale enterprises, and most importantly, UBA Foundation is touching lives.
If we promote our staff, if we motivate our staff, they will be energized and they will be motivated to serve the customers, who actually provides us the resources to meet all our aspirations.
The bank recorded a massive 91 billion naira profit before tax, which is a 34% increase, 32% increase above last year in a period of recession.
Members of the governing body of UBA, who just gave promotions to over 3,000 members of staff, plan to remain relevant in driving the economic development of Africa, extending their services beyond the 19 African countries in which they currently operate.
As the countdown to the Easter celebration begins, sell-offs by investors dragged the broad index by 0.47% at the close of trading today. Let's now join Harriet Agbeni for the details.
The second week of stocks trading in April starts off in the red, down by 47 basis points at the close of Monday's session in reaction to renewed profit-taking by investors ahead of the Easter celebrations. The drop is as a result of negative investor sentiments towards the industrial and consumer sectors. Today's decliners are led in percentage value by Owando, Trans-Nationwide Express and GTBank. On the other hand, 8 gainers were led by Fidelity Bank, which was the session's top gainer by 9.52%. Overall transactions saw a total of 191.83 million shares sold in 2,626 deals, worth 584.7 million naira. Stacko Insurance garnered over 90% of Monday's volume turnover. Those are the day's trading figures. I'm Harriet Agbeni.
Thanks a lot, Harriet. Well, it's a negative close for European stock markets today with the start of the G7 meeting in Italy amid geopolitical tensions. But for Wall Street, it closed flat as investors look ahead to the start of earnings season. Let's see the numbers. Thanks a lot for watching Business News Tonight. I'm Anne Nwaodo. The rest of the news continues with Ijoma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. After 365 days of business relationship, Crown Flour Mills Limited has rewarded its outstanding customers with plaques and electronic items. According to the Managing Director of Crown Flour Mills Limited, Mr. Anurag Shurak, the company has just added 4 more factories to its lot to be able to satisfy the increasing demand for its products.
Over the years, Crown Flour Mills Limited has consistently organized a forum as this with a sole motive to celebrate and reward customers who have been excellent.
To give you a perspective, I think last year when somewhere this time we had just bought Goa flour mills, and we were basically starting up thanks to the people in this table as well as sitting there. I'm glad to say that we acquired 3 new factories, not 3, actually 4 new factories, and we are now producing at almost 100% capacity utilization of those factories now.
For year 2016, customers within the Southeast and Southwest zones are the first to get their rewards for outstanding performance and support for the growth of the company.
If we are saying we did very well, it means our customers must have performed credibly during the year under review. For sure, it can only get better.
The customers speak glowingly of their cordial relationship with the flour company.
Since I've been doing business and my company has been doing business with Crown Flour Mills, we don't have any cause to regret it at all.
Crown Flour Mills, they are still helping our customers financially, morally, in all ramifications. Crown Flour Mills is still the best.
Crown Flour Mills Limited is optimistic of improved growth despite the economic situation in the country. The company has so far added 4 new factories across the country to its lot, with high hopes to stay in business and keep adding value to lives with its various food products.
Well, the federal government's local content drive has received a boost with a successful delivery of fabricated and loaded out structures by Nigerdock, an indigenous energy service company, for the Agena floating production storage and offloading project. The company also unveiled its rebranded training and development academy.
They want us to celebrate this guy.
The Agena floating production storage and offloading structures were fabricated in Nigeria at the Nigerdock fabrication yard, the biggest FPSO delivered so far, with a combined weight of 7,336 tons loaded out in phases at Nigerdock's shipyard. This success is made possible by local skills, technology transfer, local manufacturing and local manpower, all to drive home the Nigeria Oil and Gas Local Content Development Initiative.
Today, we have expended a cumulative of over 3.8 million man-hours with 0 LTI. Now, this is spread across fabrication, painting, and load-out of a variety of complex structures to the highest of international standards.
The FPSO is to be deployed in the Agena oil field, located 150 kilometers off the coast of Nigeria. Nigerdock also unveils its rebranded Training and Development Academy, upgraded to offer the highest quality and competence training for its workforce and clients in the oil and gas sector.
Our vision is that training in Nigeria should be hands-on, learning based, so that these people will have the skills, to support the oil and gas industry. And that's the twist we've brought onto training now. Competence-based, transportable, internationally recognized certificate.
The board will continue to fashion our policies to ensure that local providers with the capacity and capabilities are encouraged and supported to get on board oil and gas projects.
The company says it has trained over 6,000 tradesmen and professionals in various skills, including project management, welding, fitting, machining, rigging, painting and coating, amongst others, in 3 decades.
Still ahead on the news at 10, NPFL defending champions Enugu Rangers sack head coach Imama Amaka Kwabu. That's on sports. Join us again.